For now, I want to reply to your questions about the things I've told you so far about Mr. Russelman. For example, someone asks, why did this knowledge came to a Turkish person? I think it is not about him being a Turkish citizen, but it is more about that he was in Anatolia. Because Anatolia has always been significant in the spiritual teachings, in esotericism as having a geographical importance in the sense of duty. It is better to consider the history of this land, not in recent, but the old past. This is a region of many ancient civilizations that have risen and fallen. It is a field of influence accumulated throughout of ancient history. Just to mention a few, ancient Greeks, early Christians, Judaism, Islam, Sufism, the shamanic roots of its early people, the values we brought from the Central Asia. So all of these past experiences are blended in this region, where more than 13 major civilizations has passed through. So we live on an immensely rich region in the sense of influences. It has a unique magnetism, and we know that at some certain points of influence all over the world, such energetic concentrations occur. In our teachings, it is said that Anatolia is off duty. It receives such energies and disseminates to the rest of the world. There were prophecies and spiritual communiques related to this. So each of these influences had been added to the magnetic fields of Anatolian region. So we are, in this sense, more prone to receive such knowledge. And as we read more pages of the book, we will see that even the divine order of the universe tells us that this is only a bridge reaching across, not the final and absolute knowledge. The book will tell us about where this bridge will lead us. So in this sense, of course, Bedri Russelman was a being of duty. Being born in Anatolia and gleaning the culture and knowledge of his land, and also blending these with the spiritual knowledge of the West, for example, of Allan Kardec, he named his school as Neo-Spiritualism. So he added completely new information on top of the classic spiritualism. Even Mr. Russelman himself has stated in his will that his previous book should not be reprinted. So, after compiling the divine order and the universe, he had deemed his previous work outdated. Even we sometimes do such comparisons. We say to each other, yeah, but he wrote this in Among the Spirits, or, but he said that in Destiny and Necessity, as if there's some conflict. But when we study the book more deeply, what we see is not contradiction, but integration. These spiritual communiques, which had been issued from the plan of sublime duty, and which we named as Önder, Pioneer, in 1959, were compiled by Bedri Russelman, and since then have been preserved in safes of nurseries and banks, and because of their time has arrived after 54 years, have now been published. The book in your hands is the faithfully translated version of the original Turkish text. This is an introduction to the book. When people read this, they mostly ask, how did the medium know that it was the right time to disclose it? Did he receive a signal? Well, the medium has psychic sensitivity, and it is not a surprise that the plan that gave this knowledge is in a way the supervisor, guardian of the book, following it up in the sense of influence.
Yani hiç de şaşırtıcı olmaz. Sonuçta
The medium knew the time through an intuition, as he had received that knowledge and intuition in a trance years ago.
Sezgileri aldıysa,
The reason of
bu
waiting for
54
54
sene
years
beklenmesinin de sebebi, eğer o kitap
is
54
that it
sene
had
önce
been
çıkmış
printed
olsaydı,
54 years
şimdi
ago,
bizim
and now we added
bakarsanız
7
onun
more
üzerine
years
bir
after its
7 yıl daha
publication.
eklenmiş oldu. O
It
zamanki
wouldn't have been
bilgilerimiz ve
possible
o
to
bilgileri
understand the
anlamak
knowledge
çok
given
mümkün
by our scope of
olmayacaktı.
knowledge
Fakat
and
şimdi biz
information back
yok
then.
işte
However, now that
küresel
global
ısınma,
warming,
manyetik alanlar,
magnetic fields,
işte
Wi-Fi
dalgaları,
waves,
tesirler,
influences,
birbirine
energy
enerji
transfers
gönderme,
between people,
vesaire,
etc.,
derken şu anki
are
mevcut
familiar
olan
to us all,
insanlığın
and the
gelmiş
level
olduğu
of knowledge
düzeyde
the humankind reached now,
birikimleriyle, bilgisiyle
we are
burada
much more
verilen
ready,
bilgileri
open,
almaya
inclined,
çok daha
and
açık
able to
ve
understand what the
hazır
book conveys.
olabildiğini ne yapıyoruz, görüyoruz. Bu
And
anlamda
also, we can say that
bunu
the plan
düzenleyen
that
ve
gave
veren
this
bilgi
knowledge
sisteminde bir planı
has an
ve
organization,
koordinasyonu, bir
planning, and
organizasyonu
timing as well.
söz konusu diyebiliriz.